The head of VALORANT esports has come under heavy criticism for calling the guard slot in the VCT Americas League a guest slot. His tweets also drew him into an argument with Ludwig about how Riot has handled VALORANT's Tier 2 scene. For many in the community, this is the straw that broke the camel's back. Hey everyone, before we get into all of this, just a quick reminder, if you would so please, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. Cheers. All right, folks, buckle up for this one because we have lots of twists and turns to cover. Not to be a theater kid, but this is basically a play in 3 acts. This past week, the head of VALORANT esports, Leo Faria, tweeted about the future of the Tier 2 scene in VALORANT esports. He rather innocuously shared a stay tuned message, adding that information would be coming in late August. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but Ludwig, who has a whole ass team in the Tier 2 scene, responded saying, "Please, I'll run an offline Tier 2 tournament. Also, can we fix relegation after the guard proves Tier 2 is better than many Tier 1 teams?" Leo's first tweet regarding Tier 2 concerns comes from what he is addressing in the tweet: growing frustration regarding the lack of opportunity in and information about the VCL, which, to Leo's credit, he had been addressing in replies to people. If you look at the responses to his first tweet, people are still anxious about the future of the league and how it could survive. After all, players aren't built in a little Riot factory and then shipped off to each Tier 1 league. The point of Tier 2 is to provide opportunities for growth and a path to Tier 1. It's the middle of the offseason pretty much, and we still haven't heard anything. It makes it difficult for orgs to plan and for communities to stay involved and informed. So to hear in the middle of the offseason, stay tuned after what's felt like an info drought can be disappointing and frustrating. But moving on, Leo responds to Ludwig. "That'd be hype indeed. Ludwig x Tarek was dope and I'm happy to support you doing more. Let us know what you need." His next choice of words is where all hell broke loose. And hey, I'd love to see the guard winning. The whole point of guest slots is seeing those Cinderella stories and new team/pros making it all the way to the top. Now hold on. There's honestly a lot to unpack here, but specifically the wording of guest slots and new team/pros is what upset a lot of people. Admittedly, myself included. Beyond being a fan of the guard, the wording didn't make it seem like Leo believed in or understood the trials and tribulations that the guard face, nor their skill level. Beyond myself, people were upset about the insinuation that the guard was new, or even the wording of guest, but also morphed into this greater criticism regarding Riot's handling of the Tier 2 scene. After all, this is the team that has proven time and time again that they are better than everyone expects them to be in incredibly tough conditions. They've been to Masters, they've proven they can hang with the best. Many, including Valen himself, felt it was unfair to describe them as simply guests or a Cinderella story. They are North America's darlings. We love and adore them. All of this was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back. The lack of information and clarification is a lot, but the guest slot wording, game over. A good friend of mine, Fo, I think described it best when he said, "Having a very hard time processing what Riot has conveyed about Tier 2 VALORANT. I can't put into a tweet limit how disappointing it is to see them disrespect their own game by claiming partnership is the best teams and players and simultaneously devaluing the guard as guests. Devaluing their success in Ascension and transitively disrespecting the rest of Ascension shows the lack of understanding given to their game." But we are not done with Leo's tweets yet, everyone. We have one more. Leo started off with, "Okay, we got to that point where you folks will be mad no matter what I say. So this will be my last note on the topic." He basically goes on to defend word choice, the league, and Ascension program itself, saying that no matter what you call what the guard qualified for, it doesn't change the fact that they are there for 2 years. Also says very plainly that they will not be changing anything to do with the structure and system. So we're sort of doubled down on everything that he has said so far and expanding on the idea that this is how things are. For the best. Ludwig responded with his thoughts, expressing his frustrations, saying that when the guard crushes VCT teams and they're forced to descend because the clock strikes midnight for Cinderella, it'll be incredibly silly. I don't know how to express how frustrating it is to see, in my opinion, extremely valid criticism given towards the head of esports and what he has said, sort of flippantly brushed aside by saying, "You guys will be mad no matter what I say." Because, I'm going to defer back to Fo on this one, we won't be mad no matter what you say. We want concerns to be heard and considered. You make it sound like they won't be. Reasonable humans recognize the issue of sustainability for your company in the same way that we also recognize the issue of sustainability for players. What I want to address is this topic that I kept seeing pop up of Leo is so communicative and transparent. We should be grateful for that. Now we're scaring him away and there are bigger fish to fry. First off, doing the bare minimum of being transparent and communicative does not make you immune from criticism. Benevolence does not give you a free pass. Second, word choice matters, okay? Intention does not negate consequence. The information we currently have leads me to believe that there is a large disconnect between Riot and the community about how we want this esport to thrive. We all want to see it succeed, but we have very different ideas of how that needs to happen. That being said, Leo Freya, hello, my name is Elisabeth Marchini, and I'd like to officially extend an invite to you to talk about this live on stream here at theScore Esports. You've done it with Plat Chat, you've done it with the Wiseman. I think moments like these are critical to hear from your mouth what is going on more than just a tweet. Anyways, my dear audience, what do you think about all of this? Do you think Leo's word choice matters? Do you think there has been enough information regarding Tier 2? What is your take on all of this? Until then, let's just wait until later this month where hopefully we will get some good news. I have lots of pals in the Tier 2 scene, and I really feel for them in moments like these when a person who has been so communicative and a person that has been kind of a beacon for this community is kind of flippant in his responses. I don't believe Leo Freya is a bad person. I don't believe Leo Freya doesn't care. For what it's worth, I think Leo Freya needs to care about this sport so it can thrive because it's his job. I just think there is, like I said, a large disconnect between the community, and I feel for my friends in Tier 2 who are kind of dealing with the brunt of this right now because it's scary. This is people's livelihoods and jobs, right? Like this isn't the Barbie house, the whatever the Barbie house is called in the movie. Like this is livelihoods.